Hey you guys, welcome back. Strange here. Today I want to do a video, another JJK-esque video. The iron is hot, at least with ideas for me. So I figured today might be the time for not Sukuna versus Garo, because that idea did a lot of searching around. It's been done to death, and I kind of like doing new things. I don't like so much as ripping other people off, so I try not to do that. Um. So today we're actually gonna do Sukuna and how well would he fare in Hunter x Hunter. Now here's the thing, I really like Hunter x Hunter. There are some things I think are overrated about the series, uh, but for the most part I really do like it. It's not my favorite Togashi series. I actually like Yu Yu Hakusho a little bit more, but Hunter x Hunter is a very special place in my heart. I watched it when it was coming out originally, or when the Chimera Ant was coming out Chimera Ant arc was coming out originally. So around 2013, 2014, I think 2014. So I was watching it when it was coming out then. I really liked it as a kid, and I still do like it now. So I was searching around. I don't think anybody has done how well Sukuna fare in in Hunter x Hunter. Sorry. But yeah, so today I just wanted to get started. I think, let me put down the basic criteria here. We're gonna do Sukuna based off of end of season 2. So I guess Jogo fight would probably be the best one. So if you're finished with the anime, and if you're caught up with the anime, you should be able to watch this video completely fine. I didn't want to do any of the later on stuff with Sukuna. Spoilers, there's later on stuff with Sukuna, but any of the later stuff with Sukuna, because I figured that would be unfair. I do know his base set of powers, at least at that point, so I'm going to be focusing on the base stuff he's already shown so far. So spoilers for, like, honestly the next minute or so, so skip ahead. I don't think he used Malevolent Shrine or Malevolent Kitchen. I don't think he used that. It's been a while. I read the manga. I didn't watch the anime. So, but I know where the anime stopped at. So I don't think in the manga he used Malevolent Kitchen, Malevolent Shrine or anything. Or I mean, in Shibuya he used Malevolent Shrine. I don't think he did. But if he did, then that's fine. But I honestly want to put some of a barrier on him. But honestly, the handicaps that we're gonna put on Sukuna is he's not gonna know Nin until Gon and Killua know Nin as well. I'm putting those on him. I'm putting that restriction on him because if he comes in and we just say ability transference, so within the series you say like Naruto enters Dragon Ball, Naruto gets ki instead of chakra, and it's an equal distribution. Or if we say curse energy gets distributed into Nin instead, that's fine, but I want to do more of a scenario, more of a discussion, rather than him being like, oh, he gets all the way to the Chimera Ant arc and he mollywops. I want Sukuna to kind of go in and run into some issues and problems here. So the first one is, so I guess right now we're just dealing with Sukuna hand-to-hand wise, and based off what we've seen in the series as far as his reflexes go, I think if Killua can get himself the Hunter exam and win, or get not Hunter exam, but win and get himself the Hunter's license first try. Gon didn't, but Killua did. I definitely think Sukuna is getting it first try. Whether it's from the marathon to, I think they have to hunt and kill a boar. They have to go through a lot of trials and tribulations at first, but Sukuna's mollywopping. He's cleaning up shop. The ninja dude is probably the guy. He's probably the biggest threat. I know Hisoka is there, of course. But as far as like people who are being serious, now the most important question is, would Hisoka take interest in Sukuna? I believe so. Yeah, I think Hisoka would. Now, Illumi wouldn't really care. Killua's older brother. I don't think he would care at all. I think he would just, as long as Killua doesn't get hurt or whatever, Illumi doesn't give a shit. But if we do Hisoka, who is attracted to the strong, like that is his whole thing, he's attracted to people who are strong, then I 100% think that, yeah, Sukuna is going to get kind of focused on by Hisoka. Now, if we say that Sukuna kind of follows the same route as Gon and Killua here, and we know that Sukuna would, for whatever reason, he gets I'm not going to give a specific reason, but let's say he just, he wants to travel around, and in my personal theory, Sukuna is, he's a kitchen dude. He probably likes eating, in the sense that he probably, all his abilities have something to do with cooking in a way, cleaving, dismantling, the fire he uses on Jogo. I mean, the only reason, at least to me, he was able to beat Jogo, not the only reason at all, but one of the reasons he was able to beat Jogo in terms of using firepower is his fire, Sukuna's fire, is meant to cook. And that's what we see Jogo's doing. He's literally there burning to death, cooking. Not even burning to death, he's already dead. He's just cooking in that fire. So his fire isn't meant to burn, it's meant to cook. In order for something to cook, it has to already be dead. You're not burnt. I think if you're dying, you're not cooking, you're burning. So if you're already dead and you're cooking, or if you're already dead and you're burning, then you're cooking, I guess. I guess the easiest way to describe that. So the easiest way to describe, or the easiest way to put that forward is, yeah, I think all of Sukuna's abilities have something to do with being in a kitchen. And even if you look at some of his stuff like cleaving and dismantling, those are kitchen terms. So for the most part, those cuts things he does, where just straight cut, I think he's doing it. Anyway, pure just ability, hell, I think maybe even one finger, Sukuna, at the real beginning of the series, I think he's making it far. Now, let's just say he beats the Hunter exam. He doesn't fight Hisoka yet, because that's coming later, but he beats the Hunter exam. Now, I think after the Hunter exam, after the Hunter exam comes the Heaven's Arena arc. Now, at that point, I believe Gon and Killua learn a little bit of Nin. They get the basics about it from Wing. They'll learn later full on about it from Biscuit, but they get a little bit of it from Wing. Now, the really cool thing about Heaven's Arena is Gon gets to go against Hisoka, I believe. Now, that fight is dope. That fight is great. But if we were to take out Gon, remember, we're taking out Gon here, and we're putting in Sukuna. Sukuna in the Heaven's Arena tournament is, again, he's clapping. He's probably making it all the way to the top 4. Definitely. And this is still without Nin. Now, if he's in the Heaven's Arena tournament, he learns the basics about Nin. The basics. Now, here's the part where, to me, learning and knowing the Nin system, it's very in-depth. I think it's not the best power system in anime. A lot of people call it the best. I don't think it's the best, but I think it's very in-depth, and I love that. So, in my personal opinion, I think that, if I remember right, I think Gon is an enhancer. Or mainly an enhancer. So I think he's an enhancer. So I don't see, and honestly, it's funny because Sukuna, I think, would also be an enhancer. The rock, paper, scissors ability that Gon has, I mean, Sukuna's, the cleave and dismantle could work almost the exact same way as scissors works. And I don't know how the fire would work. That probably the enhanced fire, I don't know, it would be weird, because that would take a little bit, I would assume, of conjuration or transmutation. I would take one of the two, but for the most part, I think for right now, what we'd focus on is Sukuna would be a enhancer. So I would say the cut, and he'd gain the cleave, and he'd gain somewhat of the dismantle ability in the Heaven's Arena arc. Now, he learns that, and let's say Hisoka now wants the fight. One of the main parts about that is the fight now. Here's the thing. I really don't know if Sukuna with cleave beats a perfect, willing to go all out Hisoka. The only reason Gon was able to get off shots like that on Hisoka was, in my personal opinion, Hisoka was still holding back. Hisoka still wasn't going absolutely crazy with his abilities. Later on in the manga for Hunter x Hunter, I'm fine spoiling the Hunter x Hunter manga, by the way. So if you don't want that, I guess click off the video, but read the manga. The series has been out since the 90s. Read the manga. Chrollo and Hisoka. Now, Hisoka versus Krillin, we see Hisoka going all out. That is Hisoka going 100% balls to the wall. Now, could that Hisoka be able to beat a Sukuna who just learned Nin? And how well would my personal opinion, Sukuna's probably picking up Nin very quickly and very easily. However, he's still a beginner at this portion. So, I think Hisoka is still taking the cake for right now. There's not really too much that, I mean, it's bungee gum. It has the properties of rubber and gum. There's not really too much Sukuna could do. Of course, he could probably cut the bungee gum, but I think that Hisoka and his knowledge, as soon as he learns what Sukuna's abilities are, that he could probably think of a way. I think still being able to outthink your opponent is important. And for the most part, throughout what we see in the series, Sukuna can think. He is capable of being a thinking fighter, but for the most part, he does approach a lot of the situations because he can, with just pure brute force. He comes in and he completely just cleans up, completely just wipes everybody because he can do that. There's no reason why he has to think around anybody or do anything as far as that. With Jogo, we see him playing around. He's not thinking. He's just mollywopping Jogo. He's dog walking Jogo. There's nothing that Jogo can really do. In fact, Jogo needed to be the thinking one in that scenario and in that case. And honestly, with every fighter except for really, I guess, with really one or two fighters, and even in the manga right now, with two fighters I can think of where he would really need to be thinking on how to beat them. And one of them is obvious, but the other one isn't. So I think there's two fighters really where he would need to think on how to beat those fighters. So for the most part, I think this would kind of serve as a great introduction to Sukuna on being a thinkings man, and Hunter x Hunter really being less about being brutally strong and more about being mentally strong and being able to think your way out of scenarios. So after that, you have York New. I don't think, honestly, here's another hypothetical here in this scenario. Would Sukuna join the Phantom Troop? And probably not. Definitely not. Definitely not. But I do think he would enjoy the Phantom Troop's tactics and what they do. And I always think that Sukuna is, funny enough, the Phantom Troop, they're theatrical. You see Crollo, he's standing at the top of the building, and he's doing, like, the little finger wave motion to Lacrimosa, and he's having a jolly good old time. But then, to me, Sukuna is, in a way, he's playful. When he's not in complete, like, when he understands he himself is not in danger, he is 100% playful. When he's fighting Jogo, and the fucking meteor's coming down, and it's Panda and the other guy, I forget, and he's like, first one to move is dead, you don't move until I say so, 5, 4, 3, he is just counting these guys down. He is just making sure these guys are, basically, you don't go until I say go. That, him and York New, I don't think he's trying to stop the Phantom Troop, I don't think he's fighting the Phantom Troop or anything, I don't think he sees a need to. I think he's gonna be having fun. So honestly, York New might be a vacation for Sukuna, honestly. I don't think there's any need for him to really be stepping up to Crollo, to Franklin, to Phaeton, to any of them. Because this is gonna be him focusing around, having fun. Now, here's the thing. He might run into Kurapika. And him running into Kurapika. No, Kurapika is not doing anything. Yeah, the Kurapika isn't, because he's not a part of the Phantom Troop. So Kurapika isn't going to really be doing anything to him. So York New for Sukuna, that's a vacation. And honestly, that might be a power boost for Sukuna, if anything, because he's seeing he's seeing the Phantom Troop actively use their abilities. And for him, that might serve as experience and wisdom, because mind you, we're just taking Sukuna from JJK and putting him right in Hunter x Hunter. So, in my personal opinion, he might gain to somebody else's theory, he gets rid of his cursed energy in JJK, not him, not in the story or anything, but if he, gets transferred over to Hunter x Hunter, gets rid of the JJK abilities, he might just come up with a whole new ability list. Somebody else can come up with the same hypothetical, the same theory, and he might just say, you know what, I did have cleave, I had dismantle, I had the fire stuff, I had all that stuff. You know, I want to do something new. I want to have a new ability. And this nin stuff allows me to be more in depth with my things, and I get to pick what I get to do, and I get to be able to come up with my stuff. So he might come up with something completely new, that he himself can do. That's cool. But I do think, in terms of just the most simple solution is usually the normal one. I don't think he's going to be really thinking too hard about coming up with a new ability. I think he's just going to be focused on trying to regain the power that he's already lost. Man. I guess the next one is... Well, because here's the thing, the Phantom Troop gets... Yeah, so the next one is Greed Island. Honestly, Greed Island might just be... I don't see any, like, great hypotheticals in Greed Island. Like, Sukuna plays dodgeball. I don't think he would do that. He might run into Gintharo. He kills Gintharo. Gintharo, mind you, is very, very talented. But at that point, you're talking about one full arc of just getting to learn and practice and train. Not even train. He's not training at all. But getting to learn and practice. Now, well, here's the thing with Greed Island, though. Greed Island serves for Gon and Killua. They get strong. So they learn the in-depth. They learn Nin in-depth. So, Sukuna would go to Greed Island, I think. I don't think he needs Bisky. I don't think he needs anybody. So, he gets, again, Greed Island kind of is, kind of gets to be these two little things, I guess. And I forget what you need. I think you need that one special card to get out of Greed Island. Yeah, so I think it's the one you need, the special card or whatever. But for the most part, I think Sukuna goes to Greed Island. He doesn't need Bisky. He's gonna use it as a training, as a trying to get stronger. So he's fighting people. For the most part, I don't think he's finding his match. Even with him, I think even Sukuna learning the basics of Nin, he's already going to be strong because he's already going to get a grasp of how to use it. He's a wise dude. Not even wise, but he's very smart and experienced, so he doesn't need at all to know how to I guess go under Bisky and be like, oh, please teach me, please train me. I feel like the only reason Gon and Killua did that because although Killua could have probably caught on to the basics of Nin, Gon is still like a kid, and same thing with Killua, they're still children. So they're going to need to learn that. I think Sukuna could probably use assumptions and use just, contextual clues with the Nin a lot of the time to really learn how to use it himself. So I don't think he needs Bisky. I think he goes into Greed Island. He walks out of Greed Island 10 times stronger. Honestly, with the use of the fire ability, all of his abilities pretty much, I think, at Greed Island, once he gets there, are going to be pretty much transferred. I think he's now finally at the point to where, as strong as he was in JJK, at Greed Island, he's gonna be that strong. I don't think that's a crazy theory. He might be a little less strong. He might be a little weaker, honestly. But I think at that point, he's gonna be as strong. In the HxH manga, there's a character, one of the princes in the Journey to the Dark Continent arc. Kurapika, at least for what I read so far, Kurapika is holding back, trying to get this guy to learn Nin. Because he understands if this guy learns Nin, he is going to be a threat. There are certain people that if they learn Nin, no matter what, at their age or anything like that, they are going to be crazy, stupidly strong. And I think Sukuna would be one of those people where if he learned and picked up Nin super quickly, he's going to be a threat. There's nobody stopping him. So, next is, to some, and what to a lot of people consider the best arc in HxH, the Chimera Ant arc, and the last fully written arc, unless I'm tripping. Yeah, well, you get the 13th election, but that's not really whatever. But you have the Chimera Ant arc. Now, I gotta think on... I don't have to think at all, actually. I don't, I'm not a I'm not a thinkings man, so I don't think at all when it comes down to Sukuna makes it up to Meruem and stops. And the only thing that when I said earlier that Sukuna, when I said earlier that Sukuna probably gets as strong. Now that's not saying Meruem beats Sukuna as he is right now in the current story of JJK. I think that Sukuna, like I said, he gets to about as he's strong as he is in season 2. At the end of season 2, I think he gets about that strong, and he walks into the Chimera Ant arc that strong. Now, I think Yuppie, not Yuppie, Pito, Yuppie, and the other guy. I think all of the 3, the Kingsguard or whatever, he's killing them. Not 3-on-1, mind you. 1-on-1, I think he's killing them, and 2-on-1, I think he's got. But all 3 against them, all 3 of them against Sukuna, all 3 of them against like Jogo, I think he's wiping them. But I think if you were to tell me that Jogo was a little stronger than Pito, I'd completely believe it. So yeah, I'm thinking that. Yeah, I'm thinking that he's gonna be wiping Pito off the face, or Pito isn't standing. Kite is dying to Sukuna. Mind you, here's the thing that is really interesting. Kite is super strong, right? Kite is really, really strong. Kite has known about Nin for years upon years upon years. At this point, I think it's fair to say it's been about a year. At this point, Sukuna would have learned about, I think, Nin for about a year now. He's already stronger than Kite coming into things. He has that hand-to-hand experience. He has that natural JJK martial arts that most of the sorcerers have, it seems. So he's coming into this already knowing how to kill and how to wipe people out. So I think he's beating the Kingsguard. I think he's dealing with most of the Chimera Ants. Where I think he falters is when Meruem is born. That, I think he could take Meruem then. When he's just born, I think he could take him then. Post-nuke? No way. I don't think there's any way he's handling Meruem post-nuke. Because Meruem, you have to think, right? Even Netero, when he was fighting Meruem, the only reason Netero won was because Meruem severely, and won in terms of he eventually won. He eventually tied because the poison. He eventually knew what to do. Now, the only thing that I think Meruem has over Sukuna is, and most of the people in Hunter x Hunter have over, honestly, truth be told, a lot of the verses, is the same thing JoJo people have over a lot of other people, is the fact that they can think very, very hard, very, very quickly, and fast inside of these unrealistically short time frames. Like, I understand that it's anime for the most part. I get that. But, dude, the Hunter x Hunter guy, like, especially Meruem, because he's already, like, supposed to be, like, the peak of peak as far as fighters go. He's, like, in my opinion, Meruem is, like, the pinnacle of Nin. He's supposed to show you how far just Nin can get you to. It's unrelated, but like in JoJo, Cars is supposed to show you how far, without stands or without anything like that. I think this is intentional on Araki's part. How far a life form within Earth without stands can get to. Without any of the extra stuff, how far can you get to just knowing Hamen if you threw away your humanity? And then it seems like, honestly, probably if you threw it away again, I guess, because how does a human get to a Pillarman? I guess you put on the stone mask once, you get to a vampire, and then you put on the stone mask again with the redstone Aja, and then you get to Pillarman, and then you do it one more time, and you maybe get to, I don't know if that's even capable, but the highest form a life form can get to is Cars. The highest form a life form can get to, as far as in Hunter x Hunter, would probably be Meruem. And this is without, mind you, Ninbeast or anything like that. Meruem's just strong by himself. So, honestly, yeah, I think he's clapping Meruem at the start, but I think at the end, post-nuke, Sukuna's probably staying away from Meruem. Intentionally. as soon as Sukuna probably hears about the nuke, he knows it's game over. He knows it's, oh, there's no way he's surviving that or the radiation poisoning from it. So I think Sukuna is probably gonna be like, oh, okay, I'm good. I'm not touching that. After that, I think, heck, even Netero, honestly, I think Sukuna is beating Netero. Yeah, I think Netero has a good chance against him, but I think Sukuna is beating Netero if Netero doesn't use a nuke, of course, against Sukuna. So yeah, I think Sukuna probably makes it up to Meruem and then stops. And that's not a bad thing at all. He made it up to literally your universe's peak. And mind you, for the case scenario where it's the adult Gon versus Sukuna, right? I think Sukuna mollywops Pito the same way Gon beats Pito. Adult Gon beats Pito. But the thing is, Pito never said that Gon could beat the king. He never said, or they never said that. They said that Gon could challenge the king, and that was important. Oh, they could challenge him. It'd be a threat. And I think Sukuna that's fair to Sukuna. He would be a threat. He wouldn't be I don't think it's fully in stone that he beats Meruem, but he would be a threat. But I think Meruem would take the cake at the end because of how smart he is. It would be cool to see a philosophy battle between those two. It'd be really cool. I think that would be such a dope concept, seeing those two try to go against each other as far as not only in battle of power and strength, but in terms of wits as well. Some extra things. If he heads back to the tiny little mini arc where Chrollo fights Hisoka and Chrollo gets the thing off of him, he can finally use Nin again. And he has access to like Bandit's book and all this, the bookmark, the hand and sun things, the sun and moon, and then the minus and plus. Now, could Chrollo beat Sukuna is also the most important thing here. And with planning, yes. I think it's fair to say that Chrollo might know Sukuna from York New if they're at that point. So yeah, I think he would beat him. But not beat him. I think he would beat him with planning, 100%. I think that Chrollo could. Because again, it's thinking. It's a thinking man's game. And if Chrollo knows how, once Chrollo knows how Sukuna's power works, and if he's an enhancer, conjurer, and all that, he knows the limits Sukuna can go through, and I think Chrollo could beat him. So I think there's only 2 people in the Hunter x Hunter universe who could beat Sukuna, as far as if he's as he is at the end of season 2, and that is Sukuna. That is Chrollo, and that is Meruem. So, yeah. Anyway, that's the video. I'll do one more, I guess, because I have it written down here. I might as well. We'll have a hypothetical. Click off. That's in the video if you don't want spoilers to the manga, by the way. And props to you guys, you JJK fans who haven't been spoiled yet. Amazing. Good on you guys. I don't know how you were managed to do it and how you did do it, but great on you guys. So if you were to ask me how strong Sukuna would get from where he is right now in Megumi's body, if it's Megumi's body Sukuna getting transferred over to right now, Sukuna is beating Chrollo by far. I think even if Chrollo prepares, I don't think Sukuna is whipping out Maharaga until that Chrollo fight, and then that's a fight I would love to see, because then there's so many things that Maharaga would have to adapt to, and I will do a whole separate little other video on that. I swear I'll do that because I don't think that video's been done for Sukuna versus Chrollo. And then honestly, Sukuna has no qualms killing people either, so it's like the Heavens Arena thing would be really cool to see on Chrollo prepped for Sukuna versus Sukuna in Megumi's body. And I think Maharaga is getting summoned, and then there's so many dynamics here where he has the beast, he has access to the divine beast and all that stuff. That would be a really cool fight to see. As far as Meruem, I don't know how much Maharaga works out against Meruem. but I feel like it's a similar thing where they would be kind of stuck in a deadlock. So I think Sukuna would be capable of taking down Meruem. Like, it would not be a challenge. I think at that point, then, out of 100 fights, Sukuna is winning like 80 of them. Like, because I don't see Meruem, like, even after post-nuke Meruem, he's strong, but I can't see Meruem doing anything really crazy against Maharaga. He adapts. That's the whole thing. Maharaga is kind of like a cheat thing. So, yeah, I think that's where big the current Sukuna fits in. But anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching so much. Again, trying to get more not active, but trying to be more consistent. I'm posting YouTube shorts as well, and I also have a TikTok. If you guys want to check them out, be sure to. And yeah, you guys have a good one. Stay safe out there, and yeah.